Welcome back, everybody, to the Valencia B stream. Doozy, what are you doing with your face? What's that?
That's my resting face. What are you talking about?
It was so neutral. It was so incredibly neutral. My name is Stumpy. I am here to lead you through all of these fantastic B stream games here at the DreamHack Pro Circuit, and I am joined by the neutral-faced Doomsy. Doomsy, how are you doing, mate? We've had some good games today.
I am feeling very normal right now. We've had some very average games.
Get excited.
We've had a mild time.
Get
overall,
loud.
I am not looking forward, or I'm not looking forward to the following games. I'm feeling very neutral.
The game that we are going to be looking at straight away is going to be Ghost versus Method. Now, we're moving on to the Groups C and D games after Groups A and B have concluded. So if we can have a look at the groups now, we can just see what happened with the first two and then look at what we've got to look forward to in the following games. So let's have a look at these groups, shall we? And dive into them a little bit more. All right, here they are. So Group A and B, they are concluded thus far. We have the teams that are certainly through. So Vitality and Complexity, Mount Gang and Zero, they are 100% through. And in Group B, Cloud9, PSG, Veloce, and Triple Trouble are through. Veloce just recently beat Crazy Crew on the mainstream.
Crazy Crew.
So congratulations to them. They've made it through. But now we're moving on to Group C and D, where we have got some very, very big teams and some debuts for certain teams as well.
Yeah, we've got okay, off the top of my head, who are Barcelona? They know what they're doing. They're here. Helios.
They know what they're doing.
Not Barcelona. No, they're no. Anyway, Aeriality, Helios, High Five. From Group C, they're all new. The teams to look out for, so Aeriality, and probably I think Aeriality is the favorite of that.
Yeah, fully English boys.
Yeah, with Tylato, Ixo, and Sebadam, they're probably the favorite newcomers, like the team that bands together. What do you call them? Mm-hmm. Pickup team. Is that the word?
Yeah, pickup team.
They're probably the favorite pickup team of that group, I would say. Helios consisting of Waffle, Mads, and Bilbo. That is the Bilbo Baggins of Bag End.
He has found a controller and he does now pro Rocket League.
Exactly.
What a hero.
So yeah, look out for them as well.
Who we've got to look forward to in Group D, because we've also got Dignitas there, who we're going to be looking at in our their new member, Astral. Ooh, who they announced on Twitter today, even though you could see it on Smash about 3 days ago.
Yeah, I love it. Going all in. Ooh, who's it gonna be? Everyone's just like Astral.
Astral. It's Astral, by the way. And they're like, oh, is it though? Oh, he's in mind a menu. Which is quite funny. So yeah, Group D has got some huge games we're going to be looking at later. But sticking with Group C to begin with, our first game we're looking at is Ghost versus Method. Now, Ghost is obviously that mid-table team in the North American RLCS. They are one of the most mid-table teams you'll see. I was going through the Wikipedia page before, and they've basically been 5th or 6th throughout league play, get to playoffs, and then lose. So they've got something to play for here, which is quite interesting. And then Method are a good team, obviously, in Europe. They've done well in the RLRS, and they managed to hold on to their spot going into Season 8. Now, Doomsy, I would like to ask you, what are your opinions on these two teams? Because we're already nearly at the conclusion of game number 1.
I actually reckon this might be the most... I say on paper, this might be the most even matchup so far. Method are consistent RLRS level team, 4th place. Ghost Gaming, they're sort of like, as you were saying, consistent RLCS, 6th place team. Which I know, the difference seems a bit like on paper it sounds like a difference, but I feel like Method, they show up. They show up at specific LAN events, and I think with the synergy of Brito B and Rick's Ronde, who knows where they can go.
These two have been playing together for around, I think it's about a year and a half now. They joined together in February 2018.
About 17 years, yeah.
About 17 years ago they were born, and they've been playing since then. They've just been playing together for the longest time. And Method take game number 1. That's the quickest game I've ever cast in my life.
That's how good Method are. They just
Christ,
come in, win,
good.
Come out.
Amazing. So Method are already 1 up in this best of 5 series. Again, remember, this is now just seeing who's going to be going through into the semi-finals, and then who's going to drop down into that lower bracket. This is sort of the start, very much, of these brackets. There are quite some high, intense games from the previous ones, where people were going out, or it meant that people were going through to day 2. No, this is just to set them up to hopefully get through to day 2. So Method starting off strong. That's what we expect, right?
Yeah. You know, Method are a weird one because it seems like they don't really. Across the long-term results, they seem pretty average, but they come out with some really good individual results, like fairly often. For example, in the European closed qualifier, they 3-1 TSM. They also 3-1 Aeriality, and Aeriality, you know, they're a team that came third in the closed qualifier for Dallas. So they almost even clinched their own spot there. So, you know, Method aren't a team to underestimate. And these are Method and Ghost. They've never really faced each other like this in this setting. So it'd be, you know, who knows how they'll treat each other. And, you know.
It does seem like such a weird mix in my mind, like saying Method and Ghost on the same pitch. Like, it does seem very strange. They seem like sort of two, like, have you ever seen them in the same room type team?
Sure, yeah. They're the same players. All 6 players are the same. You know.
And Tigre, obviously, on the side of Method. I believe he joined after he was sort of kicked from Mouse Sports not too long ago. So he's banded up with them so that he can obviously get his way into DreamHack Valencia. So trying to see and prove to the Mouse Sports boys that he is actually not one that he should have picked. So to prove it.
Yeah, it's always interesting having like a really long-standing duo, then pick up a new third to see, you know, how they slot.
And that's what happened with Casio, even within this Method team. And then Casio then got put by Triple Trouble because Speed then was gone and all that kind of stuff. But Lefthamir, in this second game, has secured that first goal for Ghost. And you're saying it's going to be a very even game. I think I'd agree with you there. I'd struggle to pin down who's going to win this, I think.
Yeah, they're just two proper mid-table teams, I feel, you know. Like, they're not... I mean, sometimes they may come out with some astonishing play, but overall it's just going to be sort of pretty standard clean Rocket League.
Speaking of clean Rocket League, that is a goal for Illusion on the side of Ghost. Memory takes it off that side wall with the help of Burrito B. The demo as well really does help out with the sort of smoke screen effect and also keeping one player away. I don't even think he respawned by the time that the goal ended up happening, so goal to make them 2-0 up with only a minute gone.
Yeah, the smoke screen is quite a viable strategy to cause a smoke screen, but do it right in the middle of a goal and it can actually be quite deadly.
Yeah, it's horrible because then you have no idea where the ball's going to come through. Again, there, a nice demo by Illusion onto Rick Ronde. Further down the pitch, just dips it high and Memory can catch it quite nicely. Attempts to go Burrito B, but can't quite, so it pinches towards Tigre, who can get that central. Blocked by left in, but Riggs Ronde shadowing really nice and close. He gets the dunk, but Burrito B is not there to catch up. Instead, Memory takes control. It's on the side of one Method player, but can't quite get it around the side of Tigre. Left up in the centre, misses it. Riggs Ronde misses the shot. Burrito B then misses the shot.
Oh. Tigre's far. What's going on? Tigre's pass was that he had to go far. Far to take it.
In order to get anything coming from that, especially if you don't necessarily know where anything's going to be coming from. And now Tigre's moving his way up that pitch. Got no boost, he can't quite carry on with it, and it's cleared away by left mid. They try and follow it away. Instead, they Bruce is back on the train. Can't quite get enough of it.
Good little serve from Illusion. 3 players in goal, though. One of them is bound to save it on the Method squad, and Burrito B gets that save. Oh, Lefthamir with a fake pop-up, and it pops out one. That's the 1v1 plays coming out there from Lefthamir. You know, he's a known 1v1 player. Has a good history of it, and right there he tries to pop it over one with a fake, gets under and then over another one, but Method, unfortunately for them, saved it. Pops it down to Tigre though. The ceiling passes, that's what we've been saying, passing from up high. The verticality of this tournament so far has been really impressive. Burrito takes it all the way up, pops it down off the backboard, Tigre's right in the middle, and those ones are so difficult to save, because you're waiting, you know, Ghost Gaming, from their perspective, they're waiting for their teammate to get, to tackle off the backboard. But you're not going to double commit with them. But then if they get the miss, then there's no time for you to get the next save, the next challenge.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where if you don't know if it's going to be a shot or a pass, it's basically lethal when it's either. You need to decide as the defender and hope then you still have somebody in the net. Lucian there with a really good idea, trying to go round the ceiling. Unable to get anything from it, but at least he was thinking sort of outside the box in a way. Now, Tigray nice and high. Brito-B attempts to go for the shot. He comes off it though. Rick's just, I think, got slightly nudged as he went for it. Now Lucian can pick up that boost in the center. Demoed for its troubles though. Brito-B and Tigray attempt to clear it together. Tigray ignoring the ball there, trying to go for the person instead, so it'll be easier for Brito-B to get something off it.
Memory with the whiff there. Method to try to capitalise on that one. Good bump from Lucian onto Rix to take away the pressure. Memory to left. Brito-B. Oh, I'm seeing that so much now. It's so good. The fake air dribbles. I saw Gimmick do that a lot in RLCS last season, the World Championships, where you just you jump because basically you want to keep it, you want to dribble the ball, but you can't really. You know, you can't just sit and wait on the ground because then someone else on the other team will come in. But if you pretend to jump up and then just land again, you're forcing them to never do anything because they're just going to wait for you to hit the ball, but you're never actually going to hit it. So it's really effective strategy.
When we saw in the game between Splice and Mount Gang, the Karma did that to win one of the games. She did a fake, she went to fake the air dribble, didn't even touch it. And then the defender went up, she then managed to come back down and then just dribble it in really nicely and won that game for them. Unfortunately, Splice ended up going out regardless. But it's just that little bit where you can maybe just secure a goal by not being the most aggressive version of yourself, instead thinking cleverly. But thinking cleverly also does get you wins, just like how Ghost have demonstrated. That is now 1-1 between Ghost and Method. Very, very even game once again. It was only one goal in it.
Absolutely. And it seems to be very... I don't want to use the word safe, but very standard Rocket League. There's no overcommits or risky plays coming in. There's some good passes off the ceiling we saw. Both sides seem to be opting for those kind of plays. So yeah, it's just a standard good Rocket League from both of them so far.
Yeah, they're both done a really good job in order to even just get to this point. Obviously, they were had to come through those open qualifiers. Get through against some pretty big competition as well. So it's not like you can just buy a ticket and compete. You need to work your way even just to get here. So well done to them. Otherwise, Game 3 is afoot and looking like it's of trading games until Game 5, at which point then they can't afford to continue to trade and they're going to need you to take it for them. So quite happy to see it going to Game 5. Like by the metrics we've seen thus far and the gameplay that both these teams seem to want to exert, it seems like a Game 5 is almost inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing similar patterns all day, just trading wins back and forth. There's not been, I think the first thing we had almost a reverse sweep on the first match of the day. But then after that point, it's basically just been, 1-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2 sort of thing. Yeah. So it's interesting. So it seems like teams are responding more to their opponents and to the situation of the game more, as opposed to just doing their normal thing. They're adapting. It's nice to see. Yeah,
definitely taking on that sort of Cloud9 mentality of we can't necessarily play how we want to play all the time, so let's just adapt a little bit. Obviously, not as many teams are quite as set in stone as they'd like to be, and they do just sort of need to play to the other team. So it does seem to help quite a lot of the time. Otherwise, 30 seconds has gone. There seems to be a couple of chances each end. That was Brito-B just dropped it a little bit above the goalpost. That's just into the centre. Again, these central, really quick, high-up passes. Thinking vertically instead of just going laterally. It's definitely... I think this is the most bit I've seen, personally, in a tournament for a while.
Yeah, it's really refreshing to see. And especially when not only is it hard to read, but also it forces the opposition to use their boost to defend. And so it's a good way to boost starve your opponents, really, by draining the boost.
When previously, the only real way to do that was hit it on the backboard.
Sure,
but at the end of the day, if you're going to keep doing that, teams will then just learn, I'll just sit on the backboard, no boost needed, really. But if you're going to keep going for the ceiling passes, you then can't just sit in one place. That,
just sit on the ceiling, innit?
That, again, by the way, is an amazing interception. Lethamir just cuts out this pass between Brito-B and Tigray and can shoot on that open net. We've seen some teams go for those infield passes and have not got the safety blanket of the third man.
Sure. Yeah, it's always it's a rough decision to go for a second man to third man passing play in the field. Is always very risky. First man to second man, do it all the time, go nuts. But if a third man has to get it, or else you concede, is that a risk worth taking?
I mean, it's sort of like the idea of having passing plays in twos. Use them sparingly, and when you do use them, you basically need to be certain that you're going to be able to defend in time.
For sure, absolutely. Think of twos as like a second man and a third man. You gotta just think about what you got to think about 2 steps ahead. What would happen if what I'm trying doesn't work out?
I mean, that's the big issue when people move from 3v3 into 2v2. For any tournaments, I mean, we even saw with the Universal Open last year, whenever that was. We saw some teams that are normally huge, but they just couldn't get their heads around some of the plays in 2v2. So this game is going very much in favour of Ghost right now. It has not left the Method half court a while. It's still boggling my mind that we're seeing Method and Ghost on the same pitch. And Method are proving why they're on the same pitch. This RLRS team is taking it into the faces of North American Championship Series team.
Lovely little play there, just making sure that keep that aggression up, force Ghost Gaming to move around the pitch into all the ways, and with low amounts of boost, it was inevitable they're going to score.
Ghost trying to work their way out of their half. Lucian going, by the way, for so many ceiling plays when they're not sort of a standard thing to go for. I've seen him go for ceiling play defense, which is quite interesting to see, but I really like it because he's getting up there super quickly and can then follow on really well.
It's just so much harder to get all the way up there and defend, I guess, a clear.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been playing too much spike rush, with all their ceiling shots.
Maybe that's the one. Onto that bat ball. Burrito B is waiting. They're away again. Lucian couldn't get the second touch, but does get a touch on Burrito B. And Tigre clears very weakly towards that left-hand side, and instead lays up Memory perfectly.
I mean, Tigre gets caught out a little bit there. He gets surprised by the whiff, and I think, at this point he rushed a little bit. Should have put a little bit more towards his backboard. Unfortunately, clear there, but Memory took full advantage of that. Burrito B, pushing up, left mid with a good tackle there. Memory with the flick up. He's got full boost, so he has time to work with here. He's forced the flick, but Burrito B challenges. Good return from left.
Another ceiling pass as well.
I know, right? I think we're just going to be looking at them so much that
we really are. It's just confirmation bias at this point.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Oh, ceiling. Now we want to see ceiling stats.
I'm up for that.
How many times has the ball hit the ceiling?
Memory with a very nice little block against Motron. They've realised that if it goes too hard into it, then potentially there's just going to be, it'll pop out nicely for one of the Method attackers. So made sure to sort of take it a little bit calmer. This will be great touch and lovely recovery to continue as well. Just landing on that side wall. 30 seconds left and looking like Ghost could take it, but until Rick's Ronde scores that second goal for Method.
Yeah, that was a great interception. Again, another interception in the midfield, and then because of that, the third man's caught way off guard. They're not expecting it. They're relying a lot on their not getting intercepted, basically. And nice open goal for Method.
They're going to relish whenever they can get the opportunity to just score on that open net. Attempt to try and get a third in order to win this game out before it even gets to overtime. Same with Ghost, however. Ghost seems on 1-1 at the moment. Whoever wins this sets themselves up, and Burrito B is setting Method up for a victory in game number 3 as Tigre whips it round that wall. Memory just bips it out into the center, and it's fully open for Burrito B to take full advantage. Now, this final 16 seconds is instrumental for Ghost. Being 2-1 up for that long and then losing 2 goals is going to do something to your confidence. Leftemir with a miss. As far. Nearly rotates back, but Rix Ronde does intercept. Lucian Central goes to that ceiling shot. Rix up, can't quite beat out Lethamir though, but Ritamir's up there nice and comfortably. Fast as you like. Goes on target and then it hits the joint of the woodwork. Hits that ground and Method take game number 3. 3 goals to 2. After being down for so long as well, that mental fortitude to come back and win it in the end is something that a lot of teams don't have.
Yeah, it's interesting. That varies a lot by player to player, I think. Sometimes, if you're a goal down with 10 seconds left, some players may lose hope. Other players that's when they play their best Rocket League because they have nothing to lose. And, any mistake they have, they sort of like forgive themselves for it. Yeah. And other people forgive them because, they're just going for things as fast as possible. So, yeah, it was good to see that the Method were like, yeah, you know what, we're going to go for it full blast and get 2 goals, not alone just 1 to equalise. It's very impressive for them.
Looking, by the way, at this bracket as well, I've just seen that G2 Esports have beaten High Five Gaming 3-0. So that's them done. Well done, G2. They're through to the winners semi-final. 1 more, and they are through to the groups on day 2. But right now we're sticking with Ghost versus Method. Actually, is there anything else in D? Nah, D's doing nothing. D's boring. Pool C is where it's all at. That's where all the action's happening.
Yeah, you're in the right place.
We're going to keep seeing this trading of games because Method game 1. Ghost game 2, Method game 3. Do we see a Ghost game 4?
No.
What?
I know, right? I'm going with the Method game. I think they're going to be a Method game 3. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, Method did win game 3, so that's a hell of a prediction.
Sorry, yeah, I mean... Do you know this? Oh, it's... No, wait, no, this is game 3.
This is game 4.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, it's because I count the dots and I'm like, wait, game 2, and then I've got to add 1 and then...
Oh, right, fair enough. Yeah. This game 4. Tigre, Jesus, what a block that was. He got a really nice dunk there. But it didn't end up going in, just went above it. Yeah, look, the dots have caught up now with my mega brain.
I got 3 dots, game 3. No. There's been 3 games. We are in game 4.
Silly Doomsday. That was a pretty unfortunate touch there by Rix Ronde Central, but Lucian can't quite take full advantage of it. Rix now follows it around this right-hand edge and hands it off to Tigre without actually passing it. And then re-bumps it into the centre. Tigre again going for that physical play. And the 3-man whiff is something to admire.
There was a double commit, whiffed it, and so then, 3 players will basically look like fools in that situation. Great infield pass to Tigre, and a lovely placement into the corner. If there's space in the middle for a pass, go for it 100%. And that's the thing, a first man and second man pass, not risky. Tigre has all the time in the world to shoot that. Someone really should be in challenging that infield pass, but that's why it can be so effective if no one is there to challenge it.
I mean, my one question is, was there the 3rd man back?
He was on his way, so I think it was fine.
There we are. Perfect. And see, again, that's just how it works. If you have that 3rd man, then it means that your risk is negated so much. Especially if you're passing in their 3rd, or even in their half. Yeah. There's a decent amount of time, so the 3rd man's in a good position, that it's going to be the best play is going for that pass, as opposed to just going for a standard shot.
Well, that's why it's also so important that you rotate as fast as possible from 1st man to 3rd man. That's why these top teams do that, and get your recoveries really smooth as well, so that you give yourself that time and speed to get back in time.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much lingering that even now I see even just Grand Jam gameplay. Some people do just linger, underneath the ball, and they just wait. And it's like you're doing nothing then. Someone's going to be quicker and more accurate coming in from the other way, like friendly or opposition. Either way, you've not won that ball. So it's definitely a thing that the pro guys do way better. Rix Ronde, nice little redirect there, just not quite enough beans on it to get it in the box score.
The pressure is remaining though in the Ghost half, so it's looking good for Method. They seem to be performing a lot. They seem to be a lot more dominant, than Ghost this game than they were the last. Not that we use the word dominant, but they seem to be performing slightly better than the Ghost.
I mean, Ghost seems to try and find that angle back in, whether it is a pass or whether it is something else entirely. But they just go like a solo play. We've not really seen any solo plays today, to be honest. They seem to be a little bit of a dying breed. It's a bit of a shame. Quite like a little solo play every now and then.
It's just a lot harder, isn't it? I mean, I saw Lethamir try it a couple of times. He almost did a really great one. In game 1 where he faked one under with a fake air dribble and then went and then bounced it over. So it's like a wave through. But unfortunately, it got saved. But if you can, sometimes even going for it would be great.
There's one again. Illusion going off that ceiling. The ceiling passes, Dimsy. We are gods at calling these. Straight down to Lethamir, who he has threaded that needle incredibly well. Manages to just squeeze it bottom corner, and that's 1-1 with only 2 minutes remaining. Ghost might still be able to trade this game back.
Yeah, it's definitely a much needed goal. You know, you don't want to leave your equalising goal too late, so to speak. You know, you want to make sure you bring some sort of momentum as you're going forward for the rest of the game.
Definitely try and give yourself that chance to like bring yourself back into the game relatively early on, like you say, as opposed to sort of later, and then the chance goes and whatever. Nice clear by Lethamir.
Nice.
Thank you. Nice hit by Gray. Didn't quite work.
Yeah, we can't win a ball.
Thing is though, gave it a go, and I feel like I should get points for that.
You know what? I'll give you a point.
Appreciate it. Lethamir nearly got a point for Ghost as well, but B does end up saving it. Now there's a lot of pressure and boost stealing and bumps going on at the moment for Ghost. So saw Illusion steal a boost, go for a bump, and then go for a demo. So he is really feeling it, and that is another one from Illusion. 2-1 now. Managed to secure that lead. Not the best pass from B, but it's also stuck in a really awkward position. Where do you hit it from there? Should you even be in that position in the first place?
Yeah, it's always awkward being in corners. You got to figure out, like, because you could any place you hit it is technically sensible to the opposing team. So usually, you know, you just try to get behind the ball, 50 it or control it as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think the key thing is to let your teammates know what you're doing, at least in those situations, and then they can adjust. Because sometimes they can be in the middle to receive your pass. Other times it's like, I'm 15, go behind me. You know. So it's very important to communicate that.
The final 30 seconds instrumental for Method. Are they going to be able to bring another goal back? Or we're going to be going to game number 5. With Ghost momentum in full swing. They're blocking off that progression down the pitch by Tigray. The touch by Brito B does send it clear of the net. Murray trying to go up and over. Instead goes under Rick's Ronde as the pressure does continue. Tigray gets the hit, and then a nice recovery hits his central where Lethamir is waiting. Rick's nearly getting that bump on him as well. This memory can sink it, and that is the game decided. Ghost win game number 4. And we are going to definitely see game number 5.
Well, my prediction's been thrown out the window. I guess Ghost proved me wrong.
Mine's still accurate, mate.
Oh, good.
Traded.
Mate, you're the better caster. He's done it. It's still in the air, though. Somehow.
How on earth? That was
hit like 3 people
off the ground.
I know, right?
Oh, couldn't quite get the 4th. But 3-1, a convincing win there by Ghost. That was a lot of battling, though. And Illusion seems to have a new sort of bone in his body, where he's being much more aggressive, not just towards the players, but also towards the boost, and making sure they've got that boost control, at least near, and they loft it high, they're not going to have those chances to... I
think it was Brito. It's clear, couldn't quite get the proper clear he needed from the corner, and then it was punished with a pass from Emery to Lucian. So if you can, starve your opponents from boost, even like very simple things can turn way into your favor, because they just can't do much, like with very little boost, you know.
Yeah, it just makes everything more awkward, and with the amount of stuff that Illusion at least is going for off the ceiling, you need to have boost to challenge that, or you need to be able to get up as quick as possible, and that's something that they're just not able to do. So stealing those boosts at the back, maintaining that mid boost control, is something that Ghost are doing an incredibly good job of. Hoping that they can do that going forwards into game number 5, where we will hopefully be seeing another fantastically close game. Talking of not a very close game, FC Barcelona have beaten Helios 3-1. And the Bricks have just beaten Aeriality 3-1 as well. So Barcelona are going to be versing the Bricks in the winners semi-final of Pool C. And Ghost are making a very, very good claim to get themselves there as well.
They're like, shut up, Stumpy. We've got a game going. Memory smashing off within the first 4 seconds of game 5, which is a great start for Ghost.
That's the best start they could hope for, really.
Well, I mean, they can score in 3 seconds, I guess. That's probably nice.
You're right, the idiots are slow.
Oh, damn it. What kind of speed is that? 4 seconds. Gosh.
Rick's going to carry it out of his own half. I like that when he turns. I've always liked it when the players turn their cars round so that then they face the ball with like the sort of top of their car, so that when it does end up like flying out the edges from a challenge, it does just go flying. It doesn't just sort of fall limply because they hit it with their wheels.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Like the tiny things you can do with your car to challenge a 50-50. Like whether you want to increase the surface area or decrease it to force it in a specific direction. It's just quite interesting.
This is really, really good control here by Method, keeping it in the Ghost half as well. Tigray, no boost and with a backflip. So none really to carry. Rick stealing that boost away actually as well from memory. Isn't able to obviously pick it up to then continue the attacks, and now it's going to move over towards Method on the attack. Tigray still with no boost. I feel like he's a little bit in no man's land right now, where he doesn't quite know where to get some from.
It's like a never-ending pattern whenever you get lost in no man's land with no boost. Because then you only boost, and you run through weird positions to get boost. But then you're like, when I'm in a weird position, it's like, oh, there's no boost here. And then you just sort of like get more annoyed, and then you're like, well, where do I go? And then you just get frustrated about trying to find boost and positioning. And then you can bring a team up as well. It's
one of those times where then you go for some boost, and as you're about to get there, one of your teammates just flies past and grabs it. And it's like, oh, come on! I've been moaning for a minute.
Yeah. Like, no boost? Yeah, but I don't have any boost either. Oh, who's getting this boost then?
No. Good attempt at a centre there by Rick, definitely missing it in the middle, but Memory getting bumped into it. Now low on boost, Memory wanted to attack, but Illusion does end up getting there first. Leftomir low as well. We were saying about how good they are with this boost control, but Method really does seem to be grabbing it. All 3 of the Ghost players are low.
Oh, that's dunk of the year.
A sensationally placed dunk.
That was great play there. Rick's just trying to get rid of the ball. Illusion dunks him, then Tigray gets the hit, stays in the air. Illusion's like, all right, I'll have another dunk. Slams it right back in the goal. Lovely work there.
Rocking the double dunks. Illusion is absolutely unstoppable. So
double
good
demo.
To see. I love
it. The double demo trade-off there.
Oh, the double miss. The miss, just generally.
Just misses.
Hey, we hit the ball.
Respect.
Always good to see. What are you doing, Burrito Bits?
I thought he was going to go for a pass, opted for a double touch.
Then I think he might maybe attempting to go for a flip reset or something.
Maybe a pinch afterwards, because he did get demoed. I think it was Tigray got demoed. There are so many demos going on in this game.
Oh, this is the chance and Illusion. He ends up getting the 3rd goal on the side of Ghost. There's a really, really good setup there by Leth as well. He leaves it, sees that Illusion's coming in after his fantastic challenge, just keeps that poise and that control, and is able just to float it in front of the net. An easy tackle.
3-0 up for Ghost. Quite a different game from the rest of the series we've had so far. It's definitely the most dominant we've seen from either team. Great challenge from Memory. That is a great read.
Nice
Might be getting the goal from this. Perfect. The reaction of that was excellent. I think he jumped basically at the same time, if not a little bit before the pass was made. Still got the interception, and with basically no boost as well. Managed to pick up some pads on the way to give him just enough speed so that he can plunk into the opener.
That's really good mechanics, and that vision that he realised he didn't actually have enough boost, even just on the way. So we had to go via the other boost pads in order to even just hit the ball. So very, very good stuff from him.
Great speed.
Leftomir over to Illusion, but wasn't quite able to get the shot.
That's right, yeah. Just Illusion had to prioritise his speed over the accuracy there.
Yeah.
But with little boost as well, couldn't quite get the angle he wanted to.
So this is the most dominant game we've seen so far. This good jump Memory. It's okay, don't worry. You did something good earlier. You're okay. This is the most dominant game we've seen so far from either team. A 4-0 with 1.5 minutes left is going to be a big mountain of a Method to even start to climb. They're going to need a goal before it passes 1 minute. Otherwise, their hopes just get dashed by the second.
Yeah, and most of the pressure. What is that? Oh! Let's just flies across the goal. Ball smacked right into him. Fair enough. Take that save. We're not giving you 1 goal.
That's definitely a calculated in chat.
Absolutely calculated.
Gotta be.
A holy cow, maybe a savage. Oh, just hitting the post. How is that not a goal?
Oh, this is now heartbreaking. The Method just can't quite catch a break as it goes across. Memory can get an attempt on the net. Doesn't quite get in, though. And yeah, now they can just maintain this pressure in the orange half. Not much is going to come for it even now if Method do end up getting a goal. It's going to have to be an absolute catastrophic breakdown on the side of Ghost for anything to happen. And it won't. Instead, it's a bit of a breakdown on Method, but you need to commit that far anyway. It's not the biggest issue in the world. In the end, so far at least, it was 5-0 to Ghost. Method will be dropping down into our losers round 1 game, and they will be playing High 5 Gaming. And Ghost will be moving forward and playing G2.
Group C is where it's at. I did say Group C is probably the most balanced group of the lot.
Yeah.
From the start. And so far we've had many we've had a 3-2, 3-1. So
yeah. And a nice own goal. A very nice little own goal there. 6-0, 6-0. You got to respect the symmetry.
Are they gonna force a Brazil?
Sure, Ref.
Sure.
Ref, you can't allow that. Surely, referee. Look at the other brackets, seeing the results happen. Does not look like they have just yet. But Ghost Gaming, congratulations, you are through. Facing G2. You're probably the best team in the region if we're going off the RLCS standings, because they were the final team to...
We're number 1.
There we are. They're the final team to face Vitality, obviously not losing to them, but they went the furthest in the tournament. So, it's going to be Ghost Gaming versus G2. But otherwise, our next game we are going to be looking at, as far as I know, unless everything has changed, we're going to be looking at Dignitas versus GC Aura Esports. Now, Esports is spelled lowercase e.
Correction, Dignitas have just beaten GC Aura Esports 3-0.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, so...
Oh my gosh.
We won't be watching them.
In that case, I have literally no idea who we're going to be looking at after this break. But otherwise, guys, make sure you join us. It'll probably be like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. That's a complete guess. But join us very shortly. Actually, we are going to be, I presume is that before the break, Mr. Voice in my head. We're going to be jumping into NRG versus Servette. I believe that's now. I'm going to go with now.
Let's go.
Okay,
now.
I think it's on now. It's on now. There we are. That's the confirmation we need. It's on now. We're looking at NRG versus Geneva. Sorry, Serve Geneva. I'm really good at this job. I'm really, really good at this.
Our destination.
What? A lot, actually.